High above the Arctic Circle, on a frigid October morning in 1961, the world changed forever. A Soviet Tu-95 bomber, modified to carry a payload too terrifying to contemplate, lumbered into the sky. Its deadly cargo, the Tsar Bomba, the most powerful nuclear weapon ever detonated. With the force of over 50 million tons of TNT, the bomb exploded over Novaya Zemlya, unleashing a blinding flash visible hundreds of miles away. The shockwave circled the globe 3 times. Windows shattered in Norway and Finland. A giant mushroom cloud, 40 miles high and 25 miles wide, climbed into the stratosphere, dwarfing Mount Everest. This was no mere explosion. It was a display of raw power that defied comprehension. The Tsar Bomba test, a chilling testament to human ingenuity and destructive potential, ushered in a new and terrifying chapter in the Cold War arms race. For the first time, humanity possessed the means to obliterate itself many times over. The age of the hydrogen bomb had arrived. The quest to unlock the secrets of the atom began in earnest in the 1930s. It was a time of great scientific curiosity and ambition as researchers around the world sought to understand the fundamental building blocks of matter. Scientists like Enrico Fermi, an Italian physicist who fled Mussolini's regime, made groundbreaking discoveries about the nature of atomic nuclei. Fermi's work laid the foundation for the development of nuclear reactors and the eventual creation of atomic weapons. Fermi, along with his colleagues in the Manhattan Project, successfully developed the first atomic bombs fueled by nuclear fission. This monumental achievement was a turning point in history, marking the dawn of the nuclear age. However, even as the world reeled from the devastation of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, a new and more frightening possibility emerged: the hydrogen bomb. The sheer scale of destruction caused by the atomic bombs was unprecedented, yet scientists were already envisioning something even more powerful. This new weapon, first conceived by physicist Edward Teller, promised destructive power dwarfing anything seen before. Teller's vision was to harness the energy of nuclear fusion, the same process that powers the sun, to create a weapon of unparalleled force. Teller, often called the father of the hydrogen bomb, believed that by harnessing the energy of nuclear fusion, humanity could create a weapon of unimaginable force. His relentless pursuit of this goal led to significant advancements in nuclear physics and weaponry. The stakes were incredibly high. The development of the hydrogen bomb was not just a scientific endeavor, but a geopolitical one, with nations vying for supremacy in a rapidly escalating arms race. The United States, locked in a Cold War rivalry with the Soviet Union, saw the hydrogen bomb as the ultimate deterrent. The belief was that possessing such a weapon would prevent any adversary from daring to attack. The Soviets, for their part, were determined not to be left behind in this terrifying new arms race. They too invested heavily in nuclear research, striving to match and surpass American capabilities. The race to build the first hydrogen bomb had begun. It was a race marked by intense scientific innovation, political maneuvering, and the ever-present spectre of global annihilation. To understand the sheer destructive power of the hydrogen bomb, we must first delve into the fundamental difference between nuclear fission and fusion. Imagine an atom as a tiny, tightly bound bundle of energy. Fission, the process used in the first atomic bombs, is akin to splitting that bundle apart. When a heavy atom like uranium is bombarded with neutrons, it splits into lighter elements, releasing a tremendous amount of energy in the process. Fusion, on the other hand, is the process of combining or fusing 2 light atomic nuclei into a heavier one. This process, which occurs naturally in the heart of stars, releases even more energy than fission. The Sun itself is a giant fusion reactor, constantly fusing hydrogen atoms into helium and releasing the light and heat that sustain life on Earth. Harnessing the power of fusion here on Earth, however, proved to be an immensely challenging task. Creating conditions of extreme temperature and pressure, similar to those found in the Sun's core, required a level of scientific ingenuity and engineering prowess never before seen. Section 4, Igniting a Star, the Teller-Ulam Design. The key to unlocking the power of fusion lay in a revolutionary concept known as the Teller-Ulam Design. This two-stage design, named after its primary architects, Edward Teller and Stanislaw Ulam, provided an ingenious solution to the problem of achieving fusion on Earth. The first stage of the Teller-Ulam Design is essentially a fission bomb, similar to those dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. This fission explosion serves as a trigger, creating the extreme temperatures and pressures required to ignite the second stage. The heat and X-rays from the fission explosion are channeled towards a secondary target, a capsule containing fusion fuel, typically lithium deuteride. This intense radiation compresses and heats the fusion fuel to millions of degrees Celsius, forcing the atoms to overcome their natural repulsion and fuse together. This fusion reaction releases an immense amount of energy, far exceeding the yield of the initial fission explosion. The result is a thermonuclear explosion of truly terrifying power. Section 5. Ivy Mike, a new era of destruction. The Teller-Ulam design was first tested on November 1st, 1952, in an operation codenamed Ivy Mike. This groundbreaking test was a pivotal moment in the history of nuclear weapons, showcasing the immense destructive power that humanity had now harnessed. The test took place on Teller-Ulam Island in the Pacific Ocean, which was vaporized in the ensuing blast. The island, once a small piece of land, was completely obliterated, leaving behind a massive crater and a stark reminder of the power of the hydrogen bomb. The device, a massive structure more akin to a building than a bomb, yielded an explosion equivalent to 10.4 megatons of TNT, over 500 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. The sheer scale of the explosion was unprecedented, creating a fireball that reached miles into the sky and a mushroom cloud that could be seen from hundreds of miles away. The Ivy Mike test sent shockwaves through the scientific community and the world. Scientists and military officials alike were both awed and terrified by the results, realizing that they had unlocked a new level of destructive capability. The era of the hydrogen bomb had arrived, and with it, a new and terrifying dimension to the Cold War arms race. Nations around the world watched with bated breath as the United States and the Soviet Union entered a new phase of competition, one that could potentially lead to unprecedented levels of destruction. The Soviet Union, determined not to be outdone, tested its own hydrogen bomb just 9 months later. This rapid response highlighted the intense rivalry between the two superpowers, each striving to outdo the other in a dangerous game of nuclear brinkmanship. The development of the hydrogen bomb marked a turning point in human history. It was a moment that underscored the dual-edged nature of scientific progress, capable of both incredible advancements and terrifying consequences. For the first time, humanity possessed the means to destroy itself many times over. The spectre of nuclear annihilation loomed large, casting a shadow over international relations and everyday life. The delicate balance of power had shifted, and the world watched nervously as the two superpowers amassed ever-growing arsenals of these terrifying weapons. The stakes had never been higher, and the future of humanity hung in the balance as the Cold War continued to escalate. Section 6. The Shadow of Armageddon. Living with the H-bomb. The hydrogen bomb casts a long shadow over the world, a stark reminder of the destructive potential of human ingenuity. Its sheer power is almost unimaginable, capable of obliterating entire cities in an instant and leaving behind a legacy of radiation and ruin. Its development ushered in an era of unprecedented danger, forcing nations to confront the very real possibility of their own annihilation. The race to build and perfect these weapons became a central focus of military and scientific efforts, with both sides of the Cold War investing vast resources into their nuclear arsenals. The Cold War, with its constant threat of nuclear Armageddon, loomed large over global politics for decades. The world watched as superpowers engaged in a tense standoff, each side wary of the other's next move, knowing that a single misstep could lead to catastrophic consequences. The legacy of the hydrogen bomb is a complex one. It is a story of fear and survival, of technological triumph and moral quandaries. For those who lived through the era, the threat of nuclear war was a daily reality, shaping their lives and their worldviews in profound ways. On the one hand, it served as a powerful deterrent, preventing large-scale conflicts between the superpowers. The knowledge that any nuclear attack would be met with overwhelming retaliation kept both sides in check, maintaining a fragile peace. The doctrine of mutually assured destruction, or MAD, while chilling in its implications, arguably prevented the Cold War from escalating into a full-blown nuclear exchange. This precarious balance of power relied on the certainty that any nuclear aggression would result in mutual devastation. On the other hand, the existence of such weapons continues to pose a grave threat to humanity. The potential for accidental launches, miscommunications, or rogue actors obtaining nuclear capabilities remains a constant source of concern. The proliferation of nuclear technology, the rise of new nuclear states, and the ever-present risk of accidents or miscalculations all contribute to a climate of fear and uncertainty. Each new development in nuclear capabilities is met with a mix of apprehension and urgency as the international community grapples with the implications. The hydrogen bomb stands as a stark reminder of the double-edged sword of scientific progress. It showcases the heights of human achievement in physics and engineering, yet also highlights the depths of our potential for destruction. It is a testament to human ingenuity, but also a chilling symbol of our capacity for self-destruction. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki serve as grim reminders of the human cost of nuclear warfare, with survivors bearing the scars of radiation and loss. As we navigate the challenges of the 21st century, the need to find ways to control and ultimately eliminate these weapons of mass destruction remains one of the most pressing issues facing humanity. Diplomatic efforts, treaties, and international cooperation are crucial in this endeavor. Only through dialogue, cooperation, and a shared commitment to peace can we hope to escape the shadow of Armageddon. The future of our world depends on our ability to come together, to learn from the past, and to strive for a safer, more peaceful existence.